What up guys, it is xbrownie here today and we are doing top 5 bronze English defenders, and let's just get straight in there guys, because I know you've been enjoying the past 2 episodes with midfield and strikers, and if you want to see them before you see this episode, go onto my channel, click them, watch them in order if you want, but it doesn't really matter as the link will be on annotation at the end and in the description. So let's start with our 5th sort of joint players as the top 5 defenders. Number 5 and number 5 is Daniels and Widdowson. Now I've put them in the same ranking because actually they're quite similar players and they're probably 2 of the best English left backs. They've both got 82 pace, as you can see here, 60 defending on Daniels and 60 defending on Widdowson. 1 extra heading on Daniels, but you know, it's not really a big difference. You know, general overall rating is 2 more on Daniels, so you know you might want to be going for him, but really it's personal preference. I mean, there's no real difference. Oh, and this kid's just got, I think, I don't know what that bid was there. I think that was a bid on Forbes actually, at 2,000. But yeah, Widdowson, Daniels, not really much difference. So pretty much the fastest left backs and the best left backs you can get in the English league. Of course, bronze. So number 4, we're actually going into Terrell Forbes. Now, as you can see here, he's in the 4-1-2-1-2 formation, and he's probably been going for around 6k for that formation, or a bit more, because actually you can pick him up for quite cheap. I did just see one go for about 1k, but the cheapest buy now is around sort of 2,500 to 3,500. Depending on what times you're looking at. And you know, the reason he isn't in the top 3 is because he's only got 58 defending. Now, for me as a centre back, you know, there are a lot of defenders who haven't got as much pace, but you know, do have that defending ability, and I think, you know, the pace, the 78 pace sort of does cover for that, but there are better defenders, say with 72 pace, that have high defending that you can push in there and maybe knock him off the number 3 spot. I do think, you know, for the cheap price and with the decent pace for a centre back, you can't go wrong, especially on, you know, Ultimate Team. So he's got 58 defending, 70 heading, which is quite nice. 58 defending could be doing a bit better though, but you know, it's all relative really. I've not played with him yet, but I probably will be picking him up. As you can see, this 4-1-2-1-2 is racking up the prices in the last few seconds. But we're going to move on to number 3. Now, number 3, actually, I've decided to include the left back and the right back in. Not just all centre backs or all right backs, because whatever. But the best right back in the Bronze English League is ofori Twumasi. As you can see here, he's got the 85 pace, the 58 defending, which is it's pretty standard for a right back who's bronze, and 66 heading, which is quite nice. Now, the main reason I'd probably put him in the you know, number 3 is because I enjoyed him a lot on FIFA 12. He really was the standout right back for me there, and on this one, you know, I will be using him in my setup, although I've actually got 3 at the back, but he does slot in nicely, get 7 chemistry, probably could get 9 chemistry if I swap a centre mid to one that comes from his league, but we'll have to see about that. And another, you know, name to put out there is Christie. He has got, you know, overall same stats, but just for, you know, me enjoying him on FIFA 12, I'm going to put that as the best right back. So we're going to go into number 2, and you can probably see him right here. As you can see, Pearce, 80 pace centre back, 62 defending and 68 heading are the main stats. Now, this guy I loved on FIFA 12. He was just an absolute beast in centre back. You couldn't really go wrong with him. You know, he had that 80 pace. He could track all the strikers, even when facing goals. You know, you don't really get centre backs higher than 80 pace. There's a rare few of them. But this guy is an utter beast. He's got quite nice defending stats for, you know, a faster centre back, because as you saw before, the other one didn't have, you know, the 60s defending, but this guy Pearce does. But he's going to be going for quite a bit more. You're looking around, I think the cheapest buy now was around 10k, and his price does depend on the formation and on the time of the day, as we know. But 68 heading, quite nice on him, and he is number 2 because of that pace. So we're going to go into number 1 now, and then we'll go into the other players that, you know, could have been included, but you know, just for my personal preference. So who is number 1? Should we try and find him? Because I can't seem to find him. And number 1 is actually here we go, it's Osborne. Now, as you can see, he's going for a lot of money, 20,000 coins, almost double that of Pearce. And I can't see much reason to pick one over the other. I mean, 1 extra pace does not really make a difference. He's got 1 extra defending and 3 extra heading. Nothing major, but he is actually going to go basically double the price. So you're going to be looking around 20k. I think the cheapest one I saw went for around, I think it was 16k. As you can see, the 442 on here is basically a big one. A lot of people are going to be going for that because that is a formation we like to use. But the pace is one of those things that you're going to be getting him for. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think he's worth the money. I'm going to be probably purchasing Pearce. As he's basically the same play, same pace, same defending stats. But of course, Osborne is probably the overall better player. As you can see, 1 extra on the plus rating. So yeah, top 5 English bronze defenders. I think Osborne is a worthy number 1 because he is an absolute beast. You're not going to find another bronze defender who's probably better than him. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's probably the fastest bronze centre back, and with high defending stats as well. You might find somebody in a random country with faster pace, but I don't think he's going to be good as this guy. So the other notable players that we can call upon we've got Christie here. As you can see, he is a right back. He's got decent stats as well. I mean, you might prefer this guy. He was originally a centre back actually in FIFA 12, but as you can see, he's gone to a right back. 83 pace, which is nice. 61 defending, 61 heading, which is nice as well. So not really much difference between ofori, Tumasi and him. So it's just about personal preference. Got a few other players here. Clark, he is another right back. 80 pace, 63 defending, but he's letting us down on the heading front. But you can definitely pick these players up for a bit cheaper than their other counterparts like ofori, Tumasi, who I actually picked up around 1,600 coin, which I think is an absolute bargain for the best right back in the league. And another centre back here is Sean Cooper. He's actually not a shiny, but he's got decent stats for a fill-in. Really, I mean, he's not going to be your starting one, but 72 pace, 62 defending, 60 heading is quite nice stats for just a player come in if you need to give a rest to the other lads. And here we have another guy who he looks quite good. I might be picking him up, I'm not sure. He is worth actually quite a bit though, which is strange considering in the formations like 4-4-2 he's been going for quite a lot, but like the rubbish formations he's been for quite low down, which is strange because usually there's sort of a gap but not a big gap. But as you can see here, decent stats, 72 pace, 60 defending and 72 heading, which is nice. So I think that's just the ones here. See if we've got any more plays, but if not, boys, oh no, we've got Semabor. He's got 82 pace, 58 defending like ofori, Tumasi and 66 heading. So there's not a lot of difference between those right backs, just personal preference really. As you can see, Little here as well, 81 pace, 62 defending and 66 defending, which is a bit better defending stats than ofori, Tumasi, but there's not really much difference, personal preference, but I do enjoy them. And of course, cheeky centre back here, Hecht, who's got 73 pace, sort of filling as well with 61 defending and 61 heading. So hopefully you enjoyed these top 5 defenders and a few other players that are quite good and will go for quite cheaper than the bigger ones. Some of the price seems to escalate very quickly, as you can see. And of course Pearce and Osborne going for very high amounts. I mean, Osborne 20,000 coins for 442. That's a lot of money just to get a bronze centre back. But hopefully this has given you a bit of information and a bit of background information if you want to make a team of English defenders, midfielders, strikers. Check them all out. Annotation's going to be on the screen right now to check all those out, and be sure to subscribe if you enjoy these videos. Gonna have a a squad build coming out soon of the whole English squad. Gonna have some of those play reviews on some of the absolute massive beasts in the team, and of course I'm gonna be having a series coming soon. So anyway guys, it's been xbrownie and I will see you next time.